A few months ago, I reached over and took my wife's hand in the car, and she jumped like a stranger had touched her. She looked down at my hand on hers, and she laughed a little, and she said, "Well, what's gotten into you?" 61 years we've been married, and my own hand was a surprise to her. Worse than that, I couldn't remember the last time I'd done it either. My name is Hank. I'm 84 years old, and nobody in this story cheated. Nobody yelled. There was never a big blow-up, no lawyers, no slammed doors. Dot and I had, very quietly, almost lost the whole thing anyway, and I can name exactly how it happened. So if you're married to anybody for any length of time, I need you to hear this one. It is a warning, and it is a small, hopeful one. I sat with that little laugh of hers for about a week. What's gotten into you? Turned it over like a stone in my pocket, because I got to counting backward, and I could not find the last time I had touched that woman for no reason at all. Not reaching past her for the salt, not steering her by the elbow through a crowd, just my hand on her because I was glad she was standing there. I went back years. I went back so far I got embarrassed, and there was nobody in that car but me to be embarrassed in front of. And once I pulled on that one thread, the whole sweater came apart in my lap. When had I last asked her a question I didn't already know the answer to? When had we talked about one single thing that wasn't the grandkids, the gutters, or what was thawing for supper? I looked at 61 years of marriage, and I saw two people running a household like a tidy little business. Punctual, solvent, perfectly civil, and about as close as a bank and one of its customers. We had not fallen apart. Falling apart is loud, and at least somebody gets to throw a plate. We'd done something quieter, and I've come to think meaner. We had simply quit, in installments so small that both of us signed off on everyone without ever reading the paperwork. Here's what nobody tells you when you're young and standing up at that altar grinning like a fool, and I'm going to tell it to you now, because I could have used a good hard shake around 40. A marriage almost never dies from the big things. Some do, sure. The affair, the bottle, the money trouble, those are loud and you see them coming down the road at you. But most marriages, the quiet majority of them, don't go out that way. They go the way Dot and I nearly went, nibbled to death by ducks. 100 small things you stop doing, so slow and so gentle that not one of them ever feels like a loss on the day it happens. You don't quit your marriage. Nobody wakes up and quits. You quit the little parts, one at a time, and you find a nice word for it. Settling in, getting comfortable, being an old married couple. And then one Tuesday, you reach for your wife's hand and she flinches, and you learn that comfortable old married couple was two lonesome people who happened to get their mail at the same house. So I did a thing I am not famous for. I made a list. Sat right down at the kitchen table and wrote out, honest, the exact things we'd quit. 5 of them. I'm going to hand them to you, because these are the ones that count, and every last one is small enough to start again before you turn in tonight. The first thing we quit was saying hello and goodbye like it meant a single thing. When we were young, I never left that house without hunting her down, wherever she'd gotten to kiss her goodbye. And when I came home, she came to the door. Somewhere in the fat middle years, that just evaporated. I'd leave and holler, heading out at the house in general, like I was addressing the furniture. Come home and she wouldn't look up from the sink, not cold. Just worn smooth by habit, but a body needs to be greeted like its coming and going matters to somebody in the building. Stop marking it, and a person starts to feel like a car that pulls in and out of a driveway. The second thing we quit was being curious. And this one's a snake, because it dresses itself up as closeness. I figured I had Dot memorized. I'd finish her sentences. I'd order for her at the diner. She'll have the patty melt, proud as you please. Had her filed away complete, a book I'd read once and shelved. Well, here's what an 84-year-old man knows that the 40-year-old didn't. You never finish reading a person. Not ever. The day you decide you've got somebody all figured out is the day you quit actually looking at them. And believe me, they feel you quit. That woman had whole rooms in her I hadn't knocked on in 20 years. The third thing, we quit saying thank you for the ordinary. Dot made the coffee every morning for 61 years, and somewhere in there I quit tasting it and started just expecting it, like the sunrise, the folded laundry, the supper on the table at 6. The birthdays she never once forgot, not one in 6 decades, while I couldn't reliably tell you which grandchild is which. It all went invisible to me. And invisible is a cruel thing to do to a person because the chores you quit thanking somebody for are the exact ones they're doing out of love. Every thank you swallow, they hear as, I don't see you anymore. The fourth thing is the big one. The one that damn near finished us. We let the logistics eat the whole marriage. For decades, every word between us was a transaction. Did you call about the water heater? Kids need a ride Thursday. Taxes are due the 15th. We got downright excellent at running the operation, and clean forgot there were supposed to be 2 people living inside it and not just 2 managers of it. Now, business partners is a fine thing to be. Right up until the business winds down. The kids grow and clear out, the house goes quiet, and you look across the supper table at your partner of half a century and realize you have not had an honest reason to talk to them since Reagan was in office. And the fifth thing, how we quit touching for no reason. Not the bedroom, the small stuff. A hand on the shoulder passing behind her chair. Sitting near enough on the couch that your knees knew each other. That hand in the car. In a long marriage, touch quietly narrows down until it's either functional or it's nothing at all, and I'm here to tell you, a body keeps score. It remembers being reached for. When it stops, some old deep part of you goes hungry and can't even give you the name of what it's missing. It just aches, low and dull, like weather coming in an old knee. Now, I can hear some of you, because I ran this very argument on myself for years. You're saying, Hank, that's just what a long marriage is, you sentimental old fool. The fireworks fade. It gets comfortable. Quit romanticizing it. And I'll grant you there's truth in there, so let me be careful. The fireworks do fade, they're supposed to, and comfortable is a glorious thing to be. I'm not telling you to feel 25 again. My knees alone would file a complaint. But hear the difference because it's the whole ball game. Comfortable is good. Invisible is not. Settled is good. Quit is not. There's a canyon between an old couple sitting easy in the quiet together and 2 strangers who've just gone silent and stopped trying. We were the second kind. And we've been calling it the first for years. I'll tell you the thing that finally cracked me open. And it isn't about me, it's about her. After that day in the car, I started paying attention, the way a man does when he gets good and scared. And I watched my Dot move through her days. And I saw it plain. She was lonely, right there. In our own house, 3 feet across the supper table, married 61 years, that woman was lonesome, and had been a good long while, and had never breathed a word of it. Because what in the world do you say? I miss you, to a man who's sitting right there, passing you the potatoes. And I got to thinking about all those years I'd have told any fool who asked that we had a good marriage. A solid one. And we did, on paper. Nobody strayed, nobody drank, bills paid, kids raised, lawn mowed to the edges. And the whole blessed time, I'd let the warmest, funniest, most alive woman I ever laid eyes on go quietly lonesome in the chair beside mine because I'd decided the work was finished. That a marriage was a thing you win once and then just own, like a trophy up on a shelf. It is not. It's a thing you feed in small bites every single day, or it will starve right there in front of you with a roof over its head and money in the bank. So I started over. At 84 years of age, and I promise you, it felt every bit as ridiculous as it sounds, and I did it anyway. I started hunting her down before I left to say goodbye like I meant it. I started asking her real questions and then doing the genuinely hard part, which is closing my own mouth and listening to the whole answer without loading up my reply while she's still talking. I thanked her for the coffee like it was the first cup she ever handed me. I shut off the television, which around this house is very nearly a religious act, and asked her about things that weren't chores. And I took her hand. In the car, on the couch, walking her into church, for no earthly reason, except I was glad clear down to my boots that she was still here to hold on to. Now, I'll be honest, because this is no fairy tale, she was suspicious a solid 2 weeks. Sure, I'd had a bad report from the doctor and wasn't telling her. But somewhere in the 3rd week, I reached for her hand in the car, and she was already reaching for mine. And this woman I've loved for 61 years looked over at me and went bashful. Bashful. At 83. We're not roommates anymore. We came back, and we're still coming back, a little more every day. So here's what I'm asking of you, and I mean tonight. Not someday, not once things settle down. Some days where marriages go to quietly starve. Do not wait for the flinch. That's the whole warning, right there. Nobody is going to hand you a notice. There's no alarm that goes off when a marriage starts to go hungry. No fight, no affair. No dramatic thing to point at and fix and feel brave about. You both just quietly quit the small things. Stay polite, keep paying the light bill, and look up one ordinary Tuesday to find a courteous stranger in the bed you've shared for half a century. So go audit it. Tonight. Which of the 5 have you quit? The greeting? The curiosity? The thank you? Talking about anything besides logistics, the touch for no reason. Don't try to fix all 5 and cure the whole thing by Friday. Pick one. Just the one. Start it again tonight, clumsy and out of nowhere. And whatever you do, do not explain yourself. Let them wonder what in the world's gotten into you. Then keep at it, quiet and stubborn, till it's the 2 of you again. I'm 84, Dot's 83. We do not have another 61 years in us. And knowing that is the exact reason I will not waste one more quiet evening being a polite roommate to the love of my life. Don't wait as long as I did. Don't get so proud of the fine marriage you built that you forget it's a living thing, and living things have got to eat. The big disasters you'll see coming a mile off. It's the small, quiet quitting that'll take the whole thing right out from under you while you're standing there congratulating yourself on all those good years. Down in the comments, tell me one small thing you used to do for the person you love and quietly stopped. Just name it out loud. And then, if you got the nerve, go do it tonight and come back and tell me what they said. I'll be reading. I'll be right here. My name's Hank. Go on and take somebody's hand for no reason at all. Thank you for sitting with me.